Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Thursday and let's get right to the charts as Bitcoin is right now still pushing above 90k after yesterday's breakthrough. Our weekly pivot right here, as you can see, Bitcoin is still managing to trade above 90k, reclaiming our moving average right here, and potentially it is going to act as support before we target our weekly R1, which is sitting around 93.7k, which is also exactly where we have the next liquidity cluster sitting. As you can see, we swept this massive liquidity that we had right here. The bright yellow line was basically the massive liquidity that I was talking about while Bitcoin was ranging right here. We went up, took this out, we went even higher, and right now Bitcoin is heading for this next liquidity cluster that we have right here, sitting all the way from 92 to 94k, which basically 94k is a very key level. You can see 94k is our Fibonacci golden pocket ratio, and also our weekly R1 is sitting right here. Our weekly R2 is basically where the 200 moving average is sitting, right around this 98,000 level, which if we break to the upside, this would be very key for Bitcoin to reclaim. But if we start to see somewhat of a rejection from here, expect price to potentially range and then go for the lows once again. As you know, we did front trend for a couple of dollars this very important level, the 886, basically the deepest retracement that we had right here. Bitcoin front ran this level, and as I also have told you previously, once we front ran this level right here at 98k, you can see basically the same thing is happening right here. So what happened after this is we went up, made a lower high, and then Bitcoin just once we lost this level, we absolutely smashed through all the supports that we had basically right here. As you can see, this support did not hold, the 786 did not hold, nothing held Bitcoin from going lower. But right now it's going to be the opposite. The resistances that are going to be holding Bitcoin from getting higher would be those right here. This level, also previous support right now, would be acting as resistance at 98k, and of course potentially the highest level that we have right here, 106k. Since we do also have liquidity sitting all the way up there, it is very possible that Bitcoin does a move from the lows. From there, that would be around 32% of a move, or if we expect a conservative move basically towards 98k, a 21% of a move would be pretty significant. And then if we don't manage to get above here, then as you know, what comes next would be a sweep of the lows at 74k. Nobody is talking about this right now, but since we broke down of this range right here, right now I am still also considering this right here for a potential target. It would be very possible for Bitcoin to take this out. Also something very interesting today, we saw Bitcoin dominance start pushing higher and altcoins were struggling. As you can see, it's still trading around 3k, basically not much going on right here. Solana also, you can see we hit our level from yesterday perfectly, and the price started to reject from here. Basically, I was talking about from down here that my target would be sitting right at this macro POC level, and as you can see right now, price is perfectly testing this level. Very beautiful move. And right now, of course, we are struggling, but if we manage to break above it, then the next target would be the Fibonacci golden pocket, which would take us all the way up towards 165 potentially for Solana, which is also very nice to see. But of course, we might reject from this heavy downtrend that we are having right now. So if we come all the way up here and then price manages fails to reclaim, then of course we are also going to see lower for Solana. It all depends on Bitcoin. Also today, happy Thanksgiving to all of the people from the US. The US futures are working, but as you can see, the stock markets are closed. Basically, you can see this market is on holiday. So basically, we are going to be getting on Friday a New York open session, but I do think it would be like a half of a working day. So we won't be seeing much volatility. So you can consider this week for the traditional markets to be done and a quick week. But for Bitcoin, as you know, we might see a Thanksgiving rally coming in the next 24 hours potentially. Since Bitcoin never closes, let's look at the open interest for all of this move up. Right here you can see open interest is remaining low. Basically, we have not had any interest in the market whatsoever right now, which is still more of the reasons that we might see it push higher. Then basically people would be jumping in, wonking, and then this is where liquidity is getting created, and then everybody gets wrecked. Potentially, this is how I do think that the next move would be playing out. We had the Fear and Greed index slowly climbing back into that fear zone. Of course, we did spend a lot of time in that extreme fear, so as I have just told you, being in that extreme fear means we are due for a bounce. Also, the ETF inflow saw 2 days in a row of positive, basically money flowing into the ETFs, which is a very nice. BlackRock, Fidelity actually sold this time, but BlackRock and some of the other smaller institutions, they did buy around 42. Basically overall for the day we had 21 million of Bitcoins, which is still nice. It's nothing like the outflows that we had right here, but basically it is still nice to see. Long versus shorts ratio for the day, of course you can see we still have more sellers. We do have more sellers every day since we are in a downtrend right now, which is completely understandable. Funding rates also remaining negative on some of the major exchanges, as you can see. And I do think this will be it for today, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.